Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Veronica here. How are you all doing? If you're new on this channel, my name is Veronica. I'm a mom of two and currently pregnant. I live in Houston, Texas. I vlog from Houston, Texas. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This video is kind of like a continuation. My last video, if you've not seen it, I told you guys how I got a result, my cord screening result showing that my baby has a 1 in 43% chance of having a Down syndrome. And I said that they're going to do more testing and I will come back and update you guys. So this is what this video is about. So sit back, relax, and I'll be back. Welcome back, guys. All right, so last week oh my God, that day was the saddest day of my life. I cried so much. I don't even know how I got the courage to make that video. If you've not seen the video, I'll leave it up here and I'll also put a link down in my description box. I was at work. It was on a Saturday. I just picked up an extra shift and I was at work and I got a message on my phone saying that my result was back. We did a blood test and I will go back to the beginning to explain things to you guys. So they said the result was back. So I clicked on the link to show me the result and it says everything else was good. But this particular point says that my baby had a 1 in 43 chance of having a Down syndrome. Now let's go back. So this pregnancy actually started off as twins, but one ended up not developing and the other did. So I had to naturally start seeing MFM, which is like a maternal fetal medicine doctor. They're more like high risk doctors. So the doctor did an ultrasound when I was about 11 to 12 weeks. To check the neck of the baby. It's called a neutral translucent test. They did the test and they said the baby, the result was good, that my baby doesn't have Down syndrome just from that test. And the doctor, I remember the doctor telling me to not do the NIPT test because the second sac might interfere with the actual baby, and the result might come back positive and it might be a false positive test. So we decided not to do the NIPT test. Instead, they said they would do that ultrasound, which is the NT test that they did, and they'll also do another kind of blood work that will not pick on DNA. They'll just check the blood work to see if there's any chance of Down syndrome. So we did that blood work and I just didn't get the result. They said they were going to call me. I didn't get any calls. So in my head, I just assumed everything was fine. I spoke with my actual OBGYN and she said she didn't get the result as well. So nobody did anything. My OBGYN didn't say anything until I was about 16 weeks pregnant. About 15 and a half to 16 weeks, I had my usual appointment with my OB at this point, not the MFM, but the OB. And the OB told me that, well, since we didn't get the result for that first trimester test that we did, that we should just do another test. It's called a quad screening. That the test also helps in picking other types of deformities, and also it'll pick if the baby has any problems with the different types of trisomy. And the one they were interested in at this point was the trisomy 21, which is the Down syndrome one. So I was like, okay. So we did that test and that was the one that came back positive. When I saw the results, I saw the result before my doctor did actually, because I have the portal, my hospital portal, where all my lab result goes. So if the doctor is busy and hasn't seen it, I will be the first to see it, kind of sort of. But I saw it first, and that was when I saw that it says that it's a positive, like 1 in 3 chance of having 1 in 3 chance of having Down syndrome. So I immediately called the doctor and she was like, "Oh, Veronica, I'm so sorry. This is really bad. But about to get into surgery right now. I'll call you back as soon as I'm done with surgery. I said, okay, no problem. At this point, I was already like, I had already thought far, near and far, far and near, because I'm a labor and delivery nurse, so I know these things. But anyway, I called my husband and he just told me that's not our result. Our baby will not have Down syndrome. That's not what God promised us. You should have even rejected it immediately. Why are you believing the report of this? You know, like just encouraging me. Don't you know the altar that you belong to? You know, like God will not give us what we did not ask for and things like that. And he told me, I hope you're not crying. Don't cry. That's not your result. And I said, okay, no problem. So, I was trying to hold myself because I know 1 in 43 is quite low. Low in the sense that it's a higher chance. You know, usually you see these things 1 in 10,000, 1 in 5,000, 1 in 250, but 1 in 43, that just scared me. So I went in my car and I cried. I cried and cried and cried. Before I even started the video to tell you guys about it, I cried so much. And I just wiped my tears. And at that time, my husband called me back and he said, and please don't do any research, you know. I wanted to leave work at first and go home, but then I had just 3 more hours to go. So I said, okay, let me just wait the 3 hours. But while I was there at work, I kept researching. Don't Google, guys. I started looking at Google, checking things out, you know, like what would be the end result of this. You know, my mind was already made up for what I would, you know, if I would continue with the pregnancy or not. But anyway, in the evening, so I had to wait till evening before my doctor called me back. And then she started encouraging me, even though she was like, the other sac might not have anything to do with this, because I was even hoping on the fact that, okay, maybe the second sac had something to do with this result. But she was like, well, at this point, the second sac is already melting away anyway. My body is already absorbing that second sac. So, and we are already into the second trimester. There should be nothing from that sac affecting the baby or the blood test. So, but she was like, we're gonna immediately get you in, because I told her, please get me in as fast as you can with my MFM doctor, so that way I can just be out of this misery. I just want to know the end result, what we're gonna do. So they set me up for an appointment with genetic counseling, the people that will counsel you on if it goes this way, if it's positive or if it's negative, what we would do, what to expect and stuff like that, and other test results that we can do. So they scheduled me for the next 3 days. So imagine me actually for the next 5 days, because this was on a Saturday and they scheduled me for a Wednesday. So I had to deal with this Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, day 5. So I finally went for my appointment. Me and my husband went, and the genetic counselors, 2 doctors were in the room talking to us, and they were giving us different options that we could do that NIPT test. The first NIPT test that I was told not to do, they said at this point it's fine to do it since we're now in our second trimester. We can now do the test, and that other sac should not affect the result. And if that comes back positive again, the last option is to do amniocentesis. And that amniocentesis, they would actually go like put a needle through your belly into the amniotic sac, like where baby is, and actually go draw out some fluid, and they will test that fluid, and that gives you 100%. If it says positive, then it's positive. If it says negative, then it's negative. But we have to do the NIPT test first, because the NIPT test also gives you, I think, a 99% result. I think 95 or 99% result. It gives you a higher result. And then they said, oh, and the amniocentesis, sorry, I'm going back. The amniocentesis has a low risk. It has a risk of miscarriage. So my doctor was telling me that let's not jump to amniocentesis, because I was already like, let's just go straight. I don't want to be doing any other test. Let's go straight to the one that will tell us if it's, you know, 100% if the baby has Down syndrome or not. And she was advising me not to do that, because what if they go do the test and the result comes back negative saying that the baby doesn't have Down syndrome, and now I go and have a miscarriage, like now I'm losing a baby when nothing was actually wrong with the baby. I don't know if you guys understand. So she was like, let's just try other things first. So the two things that they said they were going to try first was the 20 weeks anatomy ultrasound. That's where they check the baby from head to toe. They check the nose. They also use that the back of the neck and the nose to check if the baby has the features of Down syndrome. So they said we're going to do that ultrasound, even though at that point I was now 17 weeks, but they said they can still be able to get some results, that if they don't get everything they need from the baby, meaning that maybe the baby has not matured yet, so that, you know, it's 3 weeks in between 17 and 20 weeks. They're supposed to do that test at 20 weeks, but because of what's going on right now, they had to do it immediately. So that one, so the ultrasound and also the NIPT test, which is the blood test that gives a 90 something percent chance of what it is. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I told you my appointment was on Wednesday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, me and my husband will wake up in the middle of the night and pray. We were joining the NSPPD praying, you know. I remember walking into the appointment and my husband kept saying, what God cannot do does not exist. What God cannot do. We're praying, walking into that appointment, guys. But anyway, so the genetic counselor told us that that result that we were waiting for, the first trimester result that we were waiting for, they actually found that result the morning of our appointment. Can you guys imagine? This result, we waited for more than, I want to say 6 weeks, and nobody saw that result. And all of a sudden, the morning that we're supposed to have that appointment, they found it. They said the lab, instead of putting the result under lab, they put it under media or something like that. So they were just searching all around their app and they found the results, and the results came back negative. So they should have, if we had seen that result, that first trimester test that they did, the blood work, then we wouldn't have even had to do the quad screening that is now putting me into all of this misery. Do you understand? So now they're like, okay, that has now put me from 1 in 43% chance to 1 in 4,900. Can you imagine? From 1 in 43, just them seeing that result, it has now put me in 1 in 4,900. If only they saw this result 6 weeks ago, or if only they found the result 6 weeks ago, we won't even be here. We wouldn't have even done the quad screen. So they were apologizing to me. They were apologizing to me and my husband and stuff. And they asked us if we still want to go ahead with the ultrasound and the NIPT. Me and my husband decided yes, that we'll still go ahead with the NIPT test and the ultrasound. So they did the ultrasound and baby was looking good. Baby was looking good. The doctor came in after the tech was done with the ultrasound and was like, your baby is perfect. And he said, if I didn't even know the history, you know, the story with the blood test, just from looking at the ultrasound, I won't even, you know, there's nothing here that even shows Down syndrome. So he said the baby is perfect, you know, don't worry about anything. If you don't even want to do the NIPT blood test, you don't even have to worry, you know, do it. But I said, since I already told them I'll do it, let me just do it so that I will just 100% know that it's negative if that result comes back negative. So, and they told us that we didn't have to come back in 3 weeks at 20 weeks for any more anatomy ultrasound, because they did everything that day. Baby was big enough, everything's already complete on my baby, you know, everything is good, we don't even have to come back in 20 weeks. And the doctor was like, I'll see you in 32 weeks. I was like, what? He said, yes, the next ultrasound will be in 32 weeks. I said, so from now until 32 weeks, I'm 17 weeks pregnant. So in another 15 weeks, I won't get to see my baby through ultrasound and stuff. He was like, except you want to just do ultrasound, but we don't need to look for anything. Your baby is healthy. Everything is fine. You don't even have to wait for we didn't even have to wait for the 20 weeks ultrasound anymore. The baby is actually weighing bigger than normal, which is normal for my children. My children always weigh, they're always bigger than their age anyway. So that one passed, and then we went and got the blood test done, and they told us that the result for the blood test will come in about, I think they said 10 days or thereabouts. And if the result is negative, which is good, then it'll come through my phone. The result will come through my phone. I'll see it through my phone. If I don't see it through my phone and they having to call me, the MFM or the genetic counselor have to call me, then that means that there's something and they have to explain something to me. So me not hearing from them on the phone is good news. So me and my husband were like, okay, I mean, we already got good news from the ultrasound. The result from the first one came back negative, and the NT test that they did was negative. So we're already feeling good just walking out of that appointment. So fast forward to a couple of days, I think it was like 7 days. I don't know if it was the whole 10 days. I got a text message on my phone and it says your result is ready. Me and my husband, I remember it was still early in the morning or thereabout. We were in the bed and I saw that text message and my hand was shaking, like my phone was shaking in my hand like this. And my husband was like, what is it? I said, the result is back and I'm scared. I don't want to open it. I'm so scared. Because nowadays, after that thing, I've been so scared about opening test results. But anyway, so we opened the test results and he was telling me, actually before we opened it, he was like, why are you nervous? Remember what the genetic counselors told us, that if the result comes through your phone, then that means everything is good. If they have to call us, that means there's story for them to discuss with us. So I was like, well, that's true, but still, I was still nervous. So I put in all of my information, opened the app, and then voila, it says that your NIPT test is negative, meaning your baby has 0 chance of having Down syndrome. You guys, I finally said, because now all of the tests except for that quad test says negative. And the quad test, the genetic counselors were telling us that they usually see false positive from that blood test, even from people that didn't have twins to begin with, even for people that didn't have an extra sac to begin with, like just with your one baby, there's a chance that that quad screening might come back positive, which might be false. Imagine people terminating their pregnancy thinking that their baby is going to be Down syndrome if they don't go, with further testing. Imagine that. So the counselor said that they're even thinking about, canceling that. They're even thinking about canceling that test because it just puts people in a lot of fear, and most times it's false based on age and everything, which is what I want to say next. You guys, if you're not pregnant yet, if you're married and you're saying, I want to give myself some time to get pregnant, blah, 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 please, when they tell you that after a certain age, once you cross 30 something, your chances are high of having Down syndrome, believe it, you guys, believe it, because if I had known, I would have started childbearing faster. But I'm glad this is my 3rd one and this is done. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Just an update, just wanted to let you guys know. I didn't want to just leave that video and not give you an update. This is where we are right now, and today I am currently 19 weeks and 5 days. In 2 days, I'll be 20 weeks, halfway through the pregnancy. It's going. Also, at this appointment, they checked the sex of the baby. I told them I don't want to know, but my husband said he doesn't have that kind of patient that he wants to know, that he's not doing that with me, so he wants to know. So they wrote the gender in an envelope and gave it to him. They had me cover my face, my eyes when they were doing the gender part, so I didn't see it. They gave him the envelope on our way out. So now he knows, because he checked the envelope. He knows, but I don't know the sex yet, which I feel like that's bravery for me, because with my first and second, immediately from beginning, I knew what sex, what I was having. But now I'm like, well, I have one of each, so it's going to be either a boy or a girl anyway. So whichever one, I'm happy. As long as it's a healthy baby, I'm happy with whichever. So that's why I'm able to wait, so don't get it twisted. But he doesn't want to wait, so he knows. And ever since then, I've been using style to ask him, and he doesn't want to tell me. One day, I think it was the same day or the next day, he was staring at my son, and I was like, why are you staring at him? Even my son was like, Dada, why are you staring at me? And I was like, are we having a boy? Is that why you're staring at him, trying to figure out what another boy will look like? Or are we having a girl and you're just looking at him, you know, feeling sorry for him? I don't know. He's like, why are you doing this to yourself? Like, I'm not gonna tell you. I know he won't tell me. Sometimes when he goes out, I look at his bedside drawer and I want to open that drawer because I think the envelope is there. It's been tough, but I'm doing it. I think I can do it. I've waited for over 2 weeks now and I've been fine. I think I can wait a couple more weeks. I will probably not find out until, I don't know, but our next video will probably be the gender review. So stay tuned. Keep your eyes on this channel. I will do a gender reveal and I'll also vlog the delivery. Yay! Oh, let me give you my belly updates. This is what we look like today at 20 weeks. Let's just say 20 weeks. Let me move my camera back. I'll move this back. This is what my belly looks like. My belly is very big. Oh, hey, and that one is growing back there too. Belly is quite big. Don't know if you guys can see, but this is this is my mic. Not my belly button, it's my mic. Let me push it to the side. All right, this is what we're looking like. This is what we're looking like. This video is to encourage people, you know, if this video will help 1 or 2 people, because I remember going to YouTube and also searching to see, you know, if anybody has gone through this, and I saw quite some videos, you know, quite some numbers. People are actually, this is this is not a new thing, you know. I've had people who had the positive test and then they did more testing, NIPT. Some people even went as far as the amniocentesis and their baby's fine. Those videos encouraged me. Those videos helped me. So I said I have to put out my story as well. If it'll help at least one person, that's fine, because me watching that video before going for my testing actually made me feel a lot better walking into my appointment, and also made me understand some things. Even as a nurse, like when you're in such situation, you forget about your nursing and everything. You forget about what you've learned. You forget about what you're seeing at the hospital. Those videos helped me. I watched about 5 of them and they helped me, you know, that okay, there's a chance that it might be a false positive test or a false positive result. So I said, let me come and put mine out here, you know, to see if it'll help anybody. I'll keep you guys updated from here on, whatever is going on. I said I was going to do my 20 weeks update. I guess this is what it is. This is my 20 weeks updates. All right. Everything packed together from 15 to 20 weeks packed together. Thank you guys so much for sticking with me. Thank you for everything, actually. Thank you for listening. Thank you for the messages, encouraging me and all. I appreciate you guys. I will see you in my next video. I'm trying to think, am I leaving anything out? But no, I don't think so. Bye.